Well, this year's updates are really going to reinforce what was put out and published in 2015, and that is the importance of chest compression-only CPR. It's very clear now that for dispatch-directed, when you call 911, the operators are trained and willing to give you instruction on doing basic CPR. That instruction will include, for sure, basic compression-only techniques, where the ventilation is actually relegated to later, particularly when the professionals arrive. The advantage of that for lay rescue is it's easier, and they have more confidence in at least attempting. The more they attempt, the more people are going to be saved. So, easy step for dispatchers. That data is very clear. In pediatrics, the physiology is different, and we've always believed that those arrests are typically respiratory driven, so that frankly before the heart stops they often become quite hypoxic, losing most of their oxygen. Then their heart stops, and there it's quite different. They really do need the breaths. Though we still stand by the idea that compressions are better than nothing, both for adults and pediatrics. That breathing for adults, as we mentioned before, can wait. By the time the EMS will be able to make up the difference, and lives are saved by circulation, not ventilation, in the early minutes. So this is a huge change for what we've done in the past. As many know, it's been kind of a 5 to 7 year cycle where the American Heart Association would sponsor a major effort and then a concluding conference to kind of review the science and then come up with what's different, what the advances are. And that took place about every 5 years. But science doesn't work that way. Science is a continuum. And when something important comes out in 2016, right after the last 5-year meeting, we can't wait until 2020 to really get this in the hands of providers and training. So this is our first effort to go to a continuous evidence evaluation, and then once a year to kind of summarize what's really come forth and what could make a difference in outcome for victims of sudden cardiac arrest. So I'm actually very excited about that. Yeah, so the goal for 2020 for the American Heart Association is to double the survival rates from sudden cardiac death and CPR efforts. We're certainly seeing an improved slope, but we're not quite on target to get to doubling that by 2020. And so we're really hoping by renewing efforts and again, inviting the lay public to just do it, just help. We realize that this is a very traumatic experience, and yet there's nothing quite like having someone come to you and say, gee whiz, thanks for being willing to help me when I could not help myself.